Hello, and thanks for being here to greet the week. I'm Mona Duncan. Today's topic is going to be on the problem of being needy. Pull the screen up. I have 8 particular topics through um, the pleasure pain syndrome. And last week we looked at behaving, and today we're looking at the problem of being needy. And so the pleasure pain syndrome, when we were born, when we became into being, we have been gifted with some senses, what we see, hear, taste, touch, smell. And so in seeing those things and smelling the aromas and seeing the beauty of, we have a tendency to want and strive for as much pleasure as is possible, good times, fun times, all this kind of stuff, while trying to avoid as much pain as we can. And so last week we looked at the importance of behavior, and today it's going to be the problem of being needy. And then we'll go on with some more in times to come. So looking here, needs, we all have needs. There are things that we need, and here are some that we have a need to survive. That no matter how old we are, no matter whatever, we need to survive. And that survival is included with food, air, light, or being able to see things so that the eyes do work, water, shelter, protection, being healthy. We also have a need to love and to belong, or to fit in, to get along with others, to cooperate. We have a need, and these are not just words, these are genuine needs. We have the need to laugh, to enjoy, to be happy, to find humor, to have some adventures. We have a need for power. And that power need is not to overcome, but it's to be important to others and to appreciate them and be appreciated by others, and for accomplishment and for success, that empowerment. And then we also have a need for freedom, to make our own decisions and to feel good about the outcome. And these were formulated by Dr. William Glasser, psychiatrist. Is no longer with us, but the Glasser Institute for Choice Theory is still active and engaging with many people. And then another need that I think we all have, and it really goes hand in hand with all of these others, is that spirituality. It's that connecting with the mystery of the universe, with a benevolent entity. And Dr. Glasser himself equates it primarily with the love and belonging, in that we have that need to love and to belong to others, and whether that is regardless of that string. Anyway, we're looking at the problem of being needy and having these needs, and they're not just wants, they are needs, they're things we absolutely need. The needs are genetic, they're universal, they're general, they overlap, and they're sometimes in conflict. You see, the needs also are genetically encoded and behaviorally driven. These genes are inside of us, but there's no roadmap. And sometimes we're in conflict. So you see, here was the mom genes, and the dad genes came to being and produced the U genes, the U, Y-O-U, the genes that you are. And some of those genes may have been overlapping. Sometimes there may have been more genes from one than from another that would cause some problems. And they're encoded, and they tell us internally how to behave, but there's no roadmap. It's kind of something we stumble across. These internal needs are met externally. And that sounds so strange. What do you mean? Well, let's just use the survival need of food and breathing as an example of all of the needs that we have. They are internal, yet they are met externally. So that your tummy, the food is all gone and there's a grumbly of the tumbly. And so you buy something or make something to take it internally, or you are thirsty. And so you find something to take internally. Well, these needs are met internally. They're what we need to be who we are, but yet they are met, but we bring them into us through our thinking and doing and behaving. We pursue these needs unconsciously. We may not even be thinking about what we're looking for and searching for. And the pursuit of these internal needs are often done in destructive ways because we pick up something that, oh, it tastes good, that we keep on tasting and tasting and tasting, or drinking and drinking and drinking until it becomes non-productive. So, our needs versus our wants. Well, like a child, the adult who acts out is demonstrating an unsatisfying relationship and is demanding attention, demanding attention. So you begin to, if you're demanding attention and it's not being satisfied, we have a tendency to be disconnecting from the loving and belonging and leading to engagement in power. We're going to make this come about. We're going to make something happen. And the power, speak loudly or be firm or whatever, the power seems to be needs fulfilling until the more and more and more less effective it becomes. And then it becomes really frustrating. And the person begins to be rebellious because the answer to rebellion, once we get into that rebellion, is to have a better relating, to relate with other people in a more relatable way. And that starts with who we are, with ourselves. So, from the cradle to the grave, from the breath we take until the last breath that we have, life is all about relating with self, but also with others. It is about how one thing relates to one other thing. And that other thing, of course, is definitely people, but it's also not only relating with the person individually or the peoples, but then how do we see them as a whole, as in maybe the child or even the adult makes a big mistake. So it's how do you relate to one another as well as to the mistake or the big error that the person made? How that we can relate to them in a way rather than being destructive. And unhappy people never give up on trying to be happy or on trying to feel good. And so they still, that pleasure pain syndrome, wanting all the pleasure we can have while avoiding all the pain that's possible. So they begin to seek pleasure in other ways. And some of those ways can be overeating, drinking, drugging, gambling, shopping, sleeping, sexting. But we get to the point that we do those things, but it's not as a camaraderie. It is with or without another partner, doing it on your own. And the attempt to feel good outside of healthy relating leads to violence, addiction, and perversions. We're just using others rather than relating with them. And since all behavior is total, meaning that it involves every ounce, every gene, everything that is within our physical, mental, emotional body. And our behavior, all of our behaviors is total. And so because it is total, the autoimmune system within us takes over and attacks the body by trying to please the mind. The physiology of the brain changes with the physiology of the body. So here are some facts regarding relating. And this is directly from the book, The Identity Society. Speed. Speed is the security that things are going to not poke along forever, but will move rapidly. That pleasure is heightened by fastness, by adventure, and by understanding and having mutual interest. Another quality of relating is quality, or another facet is quality. And that quality is seeing the other as being valuable, as being worthwhile, as having intelligence, as being honorable, as having something worth saying, of being capable. So the speed of getting to really know this person and the quality of seeing their abilities and their intelligence, and then the depth. And that depth means how easily can we communicate? How can we make plans and understand what the other person's talking about? How that we can begin to look and see how we can relate through the common goals that we have, through the reinforcements of values. And it's seeing that the greater the depth, the greater the enjoyment we have from being a part and associated with this person. And then looking to the end of the issues with the neediness, the problems with our neediness, is that our behavior, the way we behave, is always purposeful. It's for a purpose. And choice theory, which is the underlying theme of we have many, many choices, but are we choosing effective ones or ones that are not effective? And they help us to become aware of the internal motivator that is trying to keep us whole and healthy and happy and content and having fun and really enjoying life. And so we can dramatically change our perspective and gain effective controlling over those negative behaviors. And it leads to many areas of our life. So, think you can do it? Well, I think you can. So, thanks for being here, and many blessings.